Hello, welcome to the Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network, presented by Primary Arms. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Pretty good.
Not bad at all.
So, Vemjum in the chat wants to know if anybody got an FX10.
Nope. Not here.
Nope.
Nope.
Anybody in the chat get an FX10? Maybe Travis did. Maybe that's why he's not here.
Yeah, playing with it.
So, crikey. Anyway. So, what's everybody been up to?
Not much. Putting up with snow here.
Yep. Yeah, we got snow here too. And temperature dropped, which is kind of... I'm trying to remember where the heck I put that space heater, because it's kind of chilly in this room. Of course, to be fair, I am wearing shorts and a t-shirt. So, you know. It's at the end of the furnace run, so. Literally. So that's kind of why. But
Well,
anyway.
I have to turn mine off because mine is right up over there.
Your natural gas or oil?
No, that is a heat pump. One of those mini splits.
Oh.
All electric here.
Paul, I'm not giving you the pleasure. You prick. I don't know. I found out the one bonus the reason I'm not going deer hunting this weekend because it's supposed to be frigid.
I think we're going to be in the teens down here. I think you're going to be in the singles.
Yeah, there's singles and up to 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No snow in southern Florida. Nope, just hurricanes. I think I'll take the snow over the hurricanes. Well, there we go. Hi,
This is
Jason.
Idaho calling. Are we reaching you?
Yes. Do you have any snow?
We have some still left from a week ago.
Oh, yeah, we got snow now. It's been kind of snowing all day.
Good.
But it's
Did
not
your wife
been...
go out and shovel it for you, or?
Oh, well, it's not been sticking to the driveway, only to the grass. If it was sticking to the driveway, I'd be doing donuts. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
My son and daughter-in-law and their family just moved to Iowa, and they had a snow day today.
Why would anybody willingly move to idiots out wandering around land? Unless you're moving from Illinois.
Maybe
I mean, the only valid reason is if you're moving from Illinois, because then it's an improvement.
They were moving from Southern California.
Okay, so that's an improvement.
That's an improvement. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, she posted a picture of the snow.
There's a few other states, so yeah.
And she said, "Never driven in the snow today. I don't know what I'm doing." And I said, "Best to do it sideways." Last year, our first snow day, and we were in town. We were on a back road, and I took that entire road sideways. It was fun.
That's always the best part.
Yep. Now I don't want to burn the diesel, so I don't do that anymore.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
67 Rebel SST AMC has a question.
Anyone up for mink hunting? 25 to 40,000 let loose from a mink farm in Ohio. Wow. Those are some nasty little creatures.
Yes, they are.
You know,
There was a mink farm on the edge of town as we were growing up, and a couple of them got out. Unfortunately, the one tried to tangle with my dog.
Ooh.
It was an old English sheepdog husky mix. To give you an idea of the dog's power, she took a groundhog and literally chucked the thing in the air about 15 feet in the air. And then she sat there waiting to power. And as it got back down, she lifted up her paws and power spiked the thing into the ground and then shredded it. The mink didn't have a chance. We were heading out to the apple orchard, and she was in the middle of the car, old Pontiac Ventura with a bench seat. My window's down. Mom's doing about 20 miles an hour, and she saw a squirrel. Cleared the door, never touched any of the door on the way out the car, and got the squirrel.
Wow.
But the best story with this dog. You know how in the cartoons when you see the dog running and the person holding on the leash bouncing on the ground?
Yeah.
So we were up at the state capitol doing farmers market, and I'd been walking her because she was my dog basically. So she'd listen to me and she wouldn't pull, and she had husky in her. She could pull. And my brother's being a little butthead and whining, and I want to walk the dog. I want to walk the dog. And so finally my mom gets tired of it and says, let him walk the dog. Okay, fine. I warned you. Hand the leash over. She sees a squirrel. She's running across the Capitol grounds. He's bouncing with his hand stuck in the leash. I'm laughing my ass off. She looks at me and she's hollering the dog's name, trying to get the dog to stop. The dog's just gone. And I'm laughing, and she looks at me and she goes, by God, you better stop that dog or I'll whoop you right here. I take a deep breath and I just holler the dog's name once. She stopped, turned around. I said, get your ass back here. She comes walking back. Oh, man. That was good.
Oh.
Yep, Pontiac Ventura, almost a Nova. At least it wasn't a Buick Apollo, though. So, anyway. So, all I've been doing is working. What's everybody else been up to?
Taking care of sick people.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah. Colds are going around now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick?
Not much. Just working. Went to the gun range again. Was that Sunday? Sunday. Shot some more loads to the Webley. Was still running into an issue with jamming. Cover that in another video. I think we kind of maybe got the issue resolved. We still think the bore's worn, but we'll figure that all out. The gun was super loose. Put it that way. I could do this and it would rattle. So with that Webley, so I had to tighten some screws up that were not tightened up. And I'm gonna take it out Thursday night after work. We got an indoor range I can go shoot at, and I have some loads I didn't shoot the other day and shoot those, see how they do. Picked up some brass on Sunday as well. Small little bag full. Just buddy of mine gave it to me.
Nice.
Other than that, that's about it.
Free brass is always good.
Exactly.
Trying to remember what 67 Rebel looked like. I know they were nice cars and they were fast as hell. They were great on the drag strip. And they were made in Wisconsin. Down in Kenosha.
Hmm.
Yep. AMC was down in Kenosha till Chrysler brought it and then ran it into the ground. I mean, seriously, how could you screw up a four-wheel drive station wagon? They did. So,
Yep.
but yeah. Anyway. So, Jason, what you been up to?
Drying in my firewood lean-to today.
Yeah.
Shop build has not been progressing. Those guys were trying to get a house dried in,
Yeah.
and but they are supposed to be here this week, so I kind of expect them tomorrow. Start setting trusses, and then after that, concrete, prepping for concrete.
Yeah.
Getting close.
Isn't it nice that they can actually pour concrete in the winter now?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Frost out of the footings and everything.
Pardon me.
The frost out.
The frost will defrost, around 11 noon, something like that.
Oh, okay.
What they're going to do right now, Paul, as soon as they get those trusses set, is just prep it, get it ready for
Yeah.
concrete, and then we'll kind of have to play it by ear with the weather. But so I was perusing Marketplace today, and somebody 2 hours north of me has wheel weight lead, clip-on wheel weight lead in ingots. They're asking $2 a pound. So I'm trying to figure out. I talked to them, and they said make us an offer, and so I'm trying to figure out what to offer them because I'm not in touch with today's prices at all. I know Paul Loud. I think he mentioned $1.25, $1.50. I text Travis. He said free. That's a good price.
Of course he
And so if anybody else has got
I think about
some
a buck and a
ideas.
half.
$1.50.
$1.50 to $1.75 is what the
That's-
scrap yards are
Yeah.
taking for it now.
Okay.
And if he's already got it in ingots, that's even better.
Yeah. Well, he's got 1,800 pounds of it. And so one thing is he's 2 hours away, and that's a lot of fuel. The other thing is there's 1,800 pounds. If I buy it all to get my best deal, I've got to shell out that cash. I might have something better to spend that cash on here in a few months.
That's the other thing is do you have, I mean, do you even have the ability to use half of that? I mean, you are getting up there.
Makes him sound as old as I am.
No, he's not 3 days older than God. He's not even. He's
Go
not
ahead,
even
Mike,
like
insult
Jim.
me.
He's not even like Jim, who's older than dinosaur shit. Jason's not that old,
Part of me wants it just to have it.
right?
I suspect if I gathered everything up, I might have a ton of lead right now, thereabouts. But and then if civilization was to collapse for whatever amount of time, lead might be one of those good trading things to have for the prepper kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. All that stuff I was just kind of thinking about.
Yeah.
So Andy says $2 is a good.
Yeah.
Just
All
like it
melted and
is.
clean. Well, it depends on how much is ingots and how much is wheel weight. Wheel weights, I guess, would be my question.
It's all poured into ingots.
Oh, it's all okay.
Yes.
Then yeah, I'd say
And then
Yeah.
Ray
Well-
thinks like I think trading stock could be the new legal tender.
yep.
I might shoot them a message tomorrow.
There you go. If nothing else, maybe you can turn around and flip some of it.
Mm-hmm. Trade them a box of primers. Good one.
There
One
you
sleeve.
go.
One sleeve.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. I was just looking to see if anybody had anything around here for lead for sale. Kind of compressed, but I didn't see anything. So
Hey, did you guys see that picture of Chris Sharp's elk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the fence in the background?
no.
I was wondering if he shot it in the pen or if he opened the gate and let it out of the pen first before he shot it. Because he didn't go out and stalk anything, that lazy, no good son of a gun.
That's funny. Comedy. Straight comedy. So anybody see Jorgen's moose?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Jorgen got himself a moose.
On purpose or by car or
No, on purpose.
okay.
I just blew up the picture of Chris's elk there, and it looks like he took a curry comb to it.
The elk on that ranch are probably very well taken care of.
Yeah.
So Dwayne Stevens in the chat just mentioned 22lrreloading.com, which is Brian Nixon's thing. And we've talked about that in the past. In fact, we've had Brian on a couple times. What we're talking about tonight is something that I mentioned after SHOT Show, but never really delved into. So Cutting Edge is a custom bullet maker. Sorry, I had this all up, and then I had to restart my computer because it was being a punk. So give me just a second here. They're all solid copper, lathe turned, that you can buy. But what they also make is they have not only an assorting in your usual assortment of bullets and bullet styles, but they also offer a 22 long rifle reloading bundle. So, and what I mean by reloading bundle is what they have. So like they offer 3 bullet weights, 32, where's it go? 32, 42, and 50 grain long rifle. So unlike Brian's, which Brian's is reloading your spent 22. This is actually 32 grain lathe turned solid copper bullets. And then it comes with 200 pieces of pre-primed 22 brass. So it's actually primed the way that normal 22 brass is primed, which is they throw the mixture in wet and then put it in a centrifuge, or not a centrifuge, but they put it in, they spin the actual case itself to get the material out to the outer edges. Hence, it's a rimfire. So, and they have, so it is the primed cases and the projectiles, but there's no powder. And then they make a die and shell holder set. So, that's right, Paul. Light up a smoky treat. Let's see if I can share screen here. You go over there. All right. So we'll kind of show you what we're looking at here. So this is their die set. So they got a shell plate and I don't know if it's a resize. It's a crimping die and a seating die. So there's your seating die. Interesting design for it. And then there's the crimping die. And they send them. They send everything in the little. I don't know if they send the brass.
Yeah, brass too.
No, I don't know if they send that in the.
Yeah, in the medicine bottle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they send them all in the prescription bottle. So, I mean, it's kind of pricey to get into because you're looking at $134.20 just for the die set. But, and then for 200 rounds of 22, $106.36 for the 32 grain, $114.21 for the 42 grain, and $117.73 for the 50 grain. Now, the catch with the 42 grain and the 50 grain is you can't fire them out of, well, you can fire them out of your standard 22 long rifle. Because most of your standard 22s out there, including the Ruger that I got sitting over there, and the 550-1, and I don't know, 3 or 4 other 22s I got laying around here. They're all 1 in 16 twist rate. Well, the 42 and the 50 grain are designed to be stabilized in a 1 in 7 twist barrel. So, I mean, you can fire them, but
the 42 will run on a 1 in 9 or 1 in 10.
Yeah.
And the 52 needs a 1 in 7.
So, I mean, you could shoot them out of a 1 in 16, but you're going to find out what keyholing is.
Yeah.
In person. So,
So, do they make special guy 22 LR barrels that have these kinds of twists?
You can order them, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was having Chris and Paul look earlier this week. Paul, what'd you find?
E.R. Shaw, and we were looking specifically at the 1022.
Correct.
E.R. Shaw has a 1 in 9 barrel. You can order from a couple of about 3 or 4 manufacturers 1 in 7 and 1 in 10 or 1 in 9 barrels for it.
Yeah.
And then again, if you want, of course, you can go to high end and go to Bartlett or Brooks or Gregor and get barrels to be fitted to your gun. So you'd have to have them cut and chambered.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they all, Barrel makers will make anything for you.
Now, the one thing that they do stay is any of you people out there with the Bergara B14Rs, you're going to be sorry out of luck. They're not compatible with the standard Bergara rifle chambers. So I don't know if that's because of the brass or if that's because of the projectile. So, at least on the 32s, I don't know about the 42s and 52s. Let's see, or the 42s and 50s. Let's see if they say the same thing for that. So, no, none of them are. So I'm not sure what's so special about the B14R barrel.
The chamber
Well,
could
yeah,
be
it's
the
fine.
chamber.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's saying is it's not compatible with the rifle chamber. So I'm not sure what the special deal is with the chamber. So
Because they're rifled all the way to the end. In other words, when you chamber the Bergara, it
Yeah.
engages the rifling right away.
Interesting.
Okay. So yeah, Raymond Rowden, perfect for an AR with a conversion kit. That's kind of what I was thinking too. That might work.
Actually, that would work really well.
Yeah.
So, because I already have a 1-in-7 twist barrel on my AR. So,
And that's
There
a
you go,
long
Mike.
bullet, that 52.
yeah.
I wonder how it would fit in a magazine.
I don't think it will.
That's
I'm
what
gonna.
they
Single
are.
feed in that
Do
one.
they give you a minimum overall length or something on these by chance?
Let's take a look. I know they got specs, technical data sheet. Yay! No, I don't want to continue as me. Go away. Interesting.
They don't have them.
Oh, here we go.
No, this is their data sheet for all of their other projectiles. Well, cutting edge, you're getting some free advertising on other options. There we go. All the way at the bottom. So there's your COA Al on the 50 grain. That's a 1.33 inch bullet or cartridge. Wow.
I don't have a 22 magazine to measure.
Oh no, there's no way it's fitting.
What would be the idea for it then? You'd have to have either a specially built magazine or a single shot.
Single shot.
That's about the only thing. Yeah.
Single shot. Yeah, because even the 42 at a 1.234, I think it'd be too long. So it's probably designed specifically for, like, say your Ruger Precisions and your Savage B series and that type of thing, and you're obviously not your Bergara B14Rs, but so. But if you don't have the time or the ability, or you're looking for another option for precision, the nice thing about these is the bullets are going to be probably even a little more consistent than if you cast your own lead ones. So
yeah, this is what a standard 22 long rifle is.
Hang on.
Yeah, 0.980. So
yeah,
that's a
yeah. So you're talking quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the 32 grains they have, because I looked at longer than that on their spec sheet.
Let me get back to that. Let's see if the load data is quicker. Doo. Anyway, so we're on Cutting Edge's actual site. For those of you who are listening along, come on, hide that. Damn it. Ooh, too big. So this. So they were using a fancy. Please, they were using a Blaser as one of their tests. So they didn't say what their OAL was on this.
I pulled the other sheet up. It's 0.988. So you're right in there.
Yeah. So the 32 grains you can still use in the mag. Anything else, probably not. My Remington 581, I might be able to, but it'd be tight on the 42 grain. But the twists aren't wrong anyway. So, but it gives you an idea of, so they tried a bunch of different powders. Obviously pistol and shot shell powders, not rifle powders. You got H110, and they tell you what their results were. So, of course, as usual, Unique is one of the stellars. Ramshot's zip powder works pretty well. Power pistol. Then they were saying like the high score 800s, bulky powder. They were saying excellent potential on some of them for their testing required. Then they showed you which rifle they used, their max grain, their max load, their min load, their max velocity, and what their extreme spread was, and then their group at 50 yards. So they've got a couple of them that their groups were 1/2 inch or less. So and with Blue Dot, which was a compressed load, but a horrible ES on it, they had a 1/4 inch group. So, but that was also out of the Blaser, which is probably going to be a little more accurate than the 1022 by nature. So, and says, so it's, and they did foul the barrels with lead first. So they were cranking lead rounds down the barrels first to foul them. So. Excuse me. What you got there, Paul?
I just pulled a cylinder out of a Ruger, and the whole cylinder measures 1.405. So
I guess we're not shooting that 50 out of there.
Nope. Just to see.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to put them. I don't know if I'd get a good enough return out of a revolver. So.
Well, I mean, it's a good little.
Oh, I know. Back when I was shooting regularly with my single six or my dad's single six, we would pick off shotgun shells at 20 yards.
This is my winter rabbit gun.
Mm-hmm. Put it in a holster, quick draw. Away you go.
Well, you just when the snow gets a little deep, the bunny rabbits put their nose up and hide underneath the snow.
Yep.
And you see their breath coming up, and you just
Draw, aim, fire. Bing.
Yep.
Haas and Pfeffer. So.
Raymond, I got that covered. The pill bottles. I mean, I get
Oh my goodness, I'm sure you do.
He's got a lot too, Paul. I've seen it.
Oh.
I've seen him. He's got a lot.
The older you get, the more pill bottles you get.
Yes, sir. I can speak for that.
Maybe that whole not living till you're 80 is a benefit. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. My grandpa lived till 93, so, and he was let's see. So my mom's side grandparents made it to 93 and 97. And on my dad's side, 93 and 90. And all of their parents were at least 92. So get some long ways.
But the thing is, they were all good people sitting there, salt of the earth, all that kind of stuff. Me, I've been burning the candle at both ends for so long, it don't matter.
Oh. Paul Wistwhip. Nice. Paul Spudman 76 says you just pistol whip him.
Yep.
We got an Uburti 12 shot in the other day at the store. So we got a couple of H&Rs in right now. One's a 12 shot 22 long rifle. The other one's a 6 shot 22 mag. Both target guns.
Nice.
And then we've got a H&R top break that has the gangland sight. The rear sight's canted about like that. And we don't have any gunsmithing screwdrivers, so I'm not messing with it. So Justin Naring, anybody try mixing Primal and doing 22 LR reloads? Yes. I've actually done about 100. Had good results. The pain with that, and I'm talking to Brian, and Brian's been working on trying to get machine time, but Brian Nixon, who is 22 LR reloader, is working on a multi-cavity 22 long rifle mold. The problem is the company that he was looking at using, I guess, before COVID didn't survive COVID. So now he, at least for getting some trials and stuff, with the setup, and unfortunately I forgot to dig it out and it's buried over there somewhere. With the setup that they have, and actually I'll just bring it up. It's actually a really nice little setup. And seriously, it's on Amazon now? No way. That's awesome. That'd be awesome if that was actually on Amazon. Whee!
What's that mold maker in Utah? What's
NOE, I think.
NOE?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get with NOE because that dude puts out some pretty nice stuff.
Yeah.
The only bad thing about NOE right now, I think he's having a hard time keeping up on his molds too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what the bullet mold looks like. It's a 40 grain and a 15 grain. Here's your crimper, all in one little shot.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it works out pretty nice. It's that tool right there.
Okay.
So you can see the two, it doesn't have a sprue plate, but there's your two molds. A little powder funnel. The eyedropper is the final step with the primer. So here is a powder scoop, and then there's a rim packer, so you can actually pack the priming material into the rim. It's the setup that he's got with the Primol is safe when it's dry. So
Mm-hmm.
that gives you and that little tool right there, little brass tool, is to, if you want to try and knock the crimp out from where the firing pin hit it before. This is a little powder tamper to get the priming material in there. I guess it does have a sprue plate. I lied. So here's your mold. And
Mike,
crimp.
is this the one that he sent all of us?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got it. I've
Yep.
never used it yet, and I couldn't tell you where it's at right now. But I definitely want to play with that.
Yeah, I've used it. I made about 100 rounds. Played around. All I ever tried was just unique. I never really got serious about with it. It was more just for playing around. So,
but his stuff is, his primer compound is corrosive, correct?
Correct.
And then how about this other company we're talking about?
That's pre-primed, so I would assume it's just like every other 22 LR.
Oh, okay.
So, and then he also has his own resizing die and shell plate for specifically for resizing your existing fired brass. So
that gives us options. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, and not only does he have a 22 regular, a 22 long rifle, he's also got a 22 Winchester Magnum rimfire, or WRF, or Win Mag, however you want to call it, 22 Win Mag, whatever you want to call them. He's got a kit for that too. So basically, the big change, the big difference is the handles obviously are a bit different. So, and it's got a different cavity for bullets. So,
I found Arsenal molds. They sell a 22 caliber PC bullet for 22 long rifle. 36 grain. Aluminum, you can get it in 2, 4, 5 cavities. 4 cavities is $83.
but I don't think that'll work.
Try the next one. Not that one. Go back one. The 40, the RF.
The 225 45 RF.
Rimfire? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a bevel base design.
Yeah.
So So I don't know how well it would seat. That's the difference about
Yeah, the healed bullet, you mean?
yeah. Yeah, see, that's the difference with see if you look, these are,
The heel, yeah.
and then same thing with the cutting edge as they're healed. So I don't know if the
Uh-huh.
arsenal would work.
I don't know. From the
Looks like they're using them for 218Bs and 225/45. So yeah, I don't think either of those would work. But it was a nice thought. But yeah, I was kind of surprised because I had looked before and hadn't seen anybody.
because the other one is Old West bullet molds.
Yeah, I don't think they've had
But
any
they're
in stock
expensive.
yeah, they're expensive, and I don't think they've had anything in stock for a long time.
Yeah.
So this is the other fun thing that he's got.
I just saw that. I'm intrigued, especially on like the 30 cal one.
So you can make your own gas checks.
Uh-huh.
So use the aluminum valley flashing. So but
You have to use a specific thickness. You can't just use whatever flashing you get.
right.
I've got a couple of different ones from different manufacturers. They're interesting. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Way cheaper than buying them finished.
Yep. And then he does really good videos for all of his products. So
Too bad he's ugly.
also, for those of you who shoot black powder and you haven't been able to find these in a while, you can make your own percussion caps.
No, nice.
So, but so yeah, he's got 22 gal, 30 cal gas check makers, the number 10 and 11 percussion cap makers, and then for those of you who shoot milsurp and are tired of your lovely essentially useless boxer brass
Berdan.
or Berdan
Berdan.
brass, I always do that.
Yeah, there's a funny story on that one, but
So this is a kit, and I might have talked about this before. And eventually, when Nick and I get together, and I get my shot shell presses from him, I've got one of these that he's going to get, and he's going to have some fun. So, what this is set up to do is it's set up to punch a new flash hole by drill into your Berdan primed case. Now, it actually goes, you take your regular decapping die, you take the decapping pin out, and this replaces your decapping pin. And then it's a drill bit. So you run it down, you run your brass up, and then you punch your hole.
Well, ain't that cool?
Mm-hmm. Now, there's a problem for anybody who's punched Berdan primers out before.
Yeah.
They're wrong sized. And you never really know what size you need until you get there. So he's got these aluminum sleeves that you press in. And then the nice thing is the sleeve doesn't come out when you push your regular primer back out. The sleeve will stay in the brass. So, and obviously you can get different sizes and you can get different quantities. So, and they give you the diameter, and then they make a combo pack. So,
And not all Berdan brass needs it. I was
No.
looking at some of my Argentine stuff, and it's the standard size as a standard large rifle, so I won't have to worry about those sleeves. But like, for instance, 54R is, you can tell by just looking, that's going to need a sleeve.
Yep.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of other ones.
I think 303 does too.
I
if I remember
believe
correctly.
so. I don't have any. Well, I do in the room.
I did 2 303s, and I don't even remember what they are. So
Yeah.
I just did it as an experiment. So,
But like you said, if those things last the life of the case,
Yeah.
that's way less money you got to spend on actual brass.
Sure. Yeah.
right, and
So.
he's got extra bits for when you wear them out.
Now, is it a standard drill bit size? Does it say?
That I don't know.
I need to order especially
No,
if you got that.
it's not a standard drill bit size.
That was my fear.
It's a it's a lettered drill bit, but it's like A or something along that size.
Mm-hmm.
0.80 or 0.08, 0.08, something like that.
Yeah. So. But yeah, 22LRreloader.com has got a lot of cool stuff.
Will he be at shop, Mike? Do you know?
I don't.
Okay.
I've got a message out to him to find out if he's going to be or not. I know he didn't go last year, but a lot of people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hey, Mike, we got a couple of ringers in the line here.
I got him.
okay.
Yep. I got him. At least I think I did. Maybe not.
Free girls in U City. Come on, if you're going to spam, at least spell it right, you jackasses.
So Ray, as far as using soda can, that depends on which maker you get. There is one, I believe it uses the regular flat base, and then you just compress the aluminum into it. But then if you use a die that has what would you call that? A recess for the doggone it, lost my words.
I don't know. I'm just thinking that if you could use an aluminum can, a pop can, then you could use a Ford truck body panel.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean,
So, see an F-150 walking over there, just there you go. Just tell the person you're lightening their load to be more aerodynamic.
save fuel.
Oh, my previous next door neighbor had an F-150 and he was driving for Uber for a while and got into an accident. And so after making sure he was okay, I was drinking a soda. I said, well, here, let me finish this and we'll fix it up for you. I got Jim's favorite salute for that one from my neighbor. So. So let's see here. I'm scrolling back through to see about questions. Greg Wyatt, where are you at that you're killing pigs in a cornfield? And do you need help?
Iowa.
Justin Naring wants to know, what was my method for consistent primer compound application in each casing? Volume. And then you use the little white thing that was in that little diagram to actually push the priming compound into the rim. And then once that's done, then you do the activation step. So, but you can, he's check out his videos. He's got really good videos. That's why I never bothered to make any, because his are better than anything I could do at the moment. So some fool said Lehigh Defense also plays the 22, also plays the reloading 22 LR game. Now is that they're making projectiles, or they're making self-defense ammo. Let's take a look. Air rifle. Oh, those are for 50 cal air rifles. So let's see here. What do we got? No, that's 224 grain. That's not going to work. And that's the thing. 22 LR is 223, not 224. So if you're out there looking for projectiles and you come across 224 projectiles, not going to work.
Between 222 and 223, most barrels are rifled at 222.
Yeah, because they're planning on the lead.
Right.
So, no, Lehigh Defense does not offer rifle anyway. Let's check handgun. Come on. No, they do not have a 22 LR bullet. So, anyway. So I'm looking back through to see if there's questions. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I got plenty of 22 as well. Some fool said, would this be the same land groove dimension as a 223 or a rimfire different? It is not the same as a 223 Remington. 223 Remington is actually 224. So, but as we were just saying, 22 long rifle is either 222 or 223, depending on the barrel. So yeah, it's kind of a misnomer. A 223 Remington is actually a 224 diameter bullet. Go figure. Somebody was drunk when they did that. However, a 224 Valkyrie is actually 224. So anyway, next question. So yeah, Justin, back to your question about consistency. It was just making sure, just like you do with powder when you're doing volume, and then making sure you get a consistent pour into the case, and then packing it consistently. I mean, you could possibly come up with some sort of spinning thing, but I mean, you're not going to be extremely consistent as far as getting the priming compound. in the exact, so it's not like when they're professionally spun. So, let's see here. And so Oder said, this is all great info and kudos to the developers. Great concept, rabbit hole or not, but can this 22 cal reloading be cost effective if not looking at accuracy? No, absolutely not. I mean, when you figure in time factor, if you're using 22 LR reloaders setup, it's going to take forever to cast your bullets because you've got a single cavity mold. I mean, the brass, the powder, the priming compound, that's not bad when it's all priced out, but it's the time investment to cast the bullets that's going to be the time. And obviously cutting edges stuff is pricey too. So the only point at doing the point behind the 22 between Brian Nixon's thing is he came up with that after we had the 22 shortage during Sandy Hook when nobody could find 22 anywhere. And that's kind of how he came up with that. And so at the time it was a great solution, and it still is. I mean, if you think about it, especially like STHF time, you have the ability to make your own 22. Worst case scenario, if you have to make your own black powder, you could use black powder in there too. I don't know if anybody's tested it, but I mean,
possibilities are there.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the amount of powder that you can use, the variants of powders that you can use for loading your 22 long rifle is very huge. So, last check, I think there was 25 that he'd tested. So,
In John's hand loading, you're absolutely correct. It's about being self-reliant. If we ever have a shortage, we have the ability to make our own.
Right. And that's the exact point. That's what drove him to make it in the first place.
Yeah.
Was the shortage of Sandy Hook. So,
in the meantime, stock up on 22 LR.
Right. I mean, it's never going to be as cheap as it was, but it's ridiculously plentiful right now. So if you don't have 5,000 rounds of 22, that's your own damn fault.
Yep.
And when you ask, why do you need 5,000 rounds of 22? Well, shit hits the fan situation. That's even if you're a poor shot, that's still a pretty good chance at having food every day for a year.
Yeah.
So.
Barter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Practice.
Mm-hmm. And worst case, self-defense. But actually, the funny thing is there's actually Federal made 22 punch. So they actually made self-defense ammo for 22 long rifle, specifically designed as self-defense ammo. It's actually performs pretty good. So, but I mean, one of the biggest things of having 22 long rifle, practicing your basics for rifle shooting without the rifle shooting expense and the rifle shooting pain in the shoulder. I mean, you can go crank out 1,000 rounds of 22 in an afternoon and you can still move your arm the next day.
Fingers get sore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to do your calisthenics.
Yeah, that and then take the thumb and push down on the magazine and
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, one of our earlier shortages, I wasn't very willing to purchase and shoot 22 long rifle because I had a bunch of cheap primers and cheap powder and my own lead.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't cost me as much as it cost for a 22 round. Now that the primers are so
Yeah,
and
especially
and
now.
powder is so expensive, 22 LR is the way to go for cheap practice for
Yeah.
sure.
And yeah, it's not as cheap as it was, but it's still relatively cheap. So
4.5 cents a round last time I checked.
yeah, depending where you're getting it from. So Greg Wyatt, I like that. If I didn't have at least 30,000, I couldn't sleep. So I mean, I look around and I find more 22 every once in a while. I'm moving crap around and I go, oh, there's another 500. Whoops. So, but I mean, I had plenty even through Sandy Hook, because that was one of the things that we did is we'd go shooting a lot. And yeah, it was, I mean, you used to be able to just go to wherever and um, get your average, brick for $7.
Mm-hmm.
And off to the range you went. Well, we decided we hated going to the range, or we hated going to the store. So, I mean, it really wasn't anything to have 15 or 20,000 rounds laying around the house. So, plus, loved shooting wildcats, and you couldn't always get the wildcats. So, I mean, for a long time you could, but then, especially right before Sandy Hook, they switched and they were doing a bunch of the Winchester X and not the Wildcats. And so good thing I had a bunch stocked up.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can't find Wildcats anywhere.
Yep.
But Wildcats are the load that I used in that 1022 that would shoot dime-sized 10-shot groups at 25 yards and quarter-sized groups at 50 yards. So, which really irritated the kids with the Volquarts and bull barrel and the Volquarts and trigger group and LE ammo. And they were very carefully lining up each shot, very slowly pulling the trigger, and their group was about like that. And I just slammed home a 10-round mag and went pop, 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 pop. Shot all 10 rounds, and we go look down at the targets, and I'm like, nice group. And then turned around and walked away, where I started laughing. But I mean, that rifle's amazing. And at the time, I was probably shooting 1,000 rounds of 22 a week. So, but I mean, it goes back to finding the right ammo for your gun. I do have one 22 that absolutely hates Wildcats. So, but for some strange reason, it loves Thunderbolts, which is really strange because Thunderbolts are crap. So. That's always a good find, 17 bricks. So, yeah, I mean, these are a couple of options if you want to get more serious about your. I think the cutting edge.
Well,
yes, Justin Naring brought up an important point. 22 long rifle and 22 mag are also not the same bullet diameter. In addition to the 22 mag bullet not being healed. So the bullets can't be used interchangeably. So you can't take a 50 grain or a 40 grain bullet off your 22 mag and try and stuff it into your 22 long rifle. So yes, you can shoot 22 mag out of 22 long rifles in pistols and occasionally in rifles, but not usually in rifles.
no,
The pistol,
you can't change chamber in a rifle.
No. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's like the single 6 and Heritage Rough Riders, and you can change out the cylinder. The barrel's the same no matter what. But Blazer was 59 cents a box of 50. I remember that.
Yeah.
Golden Bullets, a box of shorts was $1. Oh my God, shorts are just obscene right now. Last time I saw shorts, they were $13 for a box of 100. So
Indoor CB caps.
that too.
Go downstairs, put a heavy canvas sheet up in the basement, and put your targets up, and you can shoot with CB caps inside the house.
Nick,
Sure.
how come your dad isn't on with you tonight?
He is in North Carolina on a work trip.
Mm.
Work trip. I don't think he's working.
Well, he can't work at night. So
Okay.
He's not a vampire
Oh.
hunter, so he can't work at night.
no, he's making all the money.
Somebody needs to.
Exactly. But yeah, speaking of the 22 on for good price, I remember when I was a kid. Now where I work, my part-time job,
Yeah.
we used to go and we took a whole cart. We filled a cart full of 22 ammo, just completely filled it because it was running on sale for about 60 cents a box. So we're like,
Yeah.
might as well stock up. So
hmm
Yeah.
Just for kicks, I'm going to Cabela's to see how much 22 is right now. Going great. Because I never bother to look at the ammo shelf. First, I don't have to.
oh god.
You know, that
Ray.
could go so many different ways, Ray. So many different ways, Ray. You should really think before you type. So a brick of Thunderbolt is $43.99 right now.
Yeah, we're $1 cheaper where I work.
And
so.
then a box of Stangers is $9.99. So just trying to cheer things up. Nick, I'm sorry.
See what I got to deal with. He does so good, and then all of a sudden he just goes off into space. I'm like, what are you doing? Come on.
It happens.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, that's funny, John. I don't think anybody's ever had luck with Remington Yellow Jackets. So
That's the same with Thunderbolts. I don't know if anybody ever look with Thunderbolts.
Mm-mm.
I always say the Thunderbolts is just 1980s ammo repackaged. Because if you look at the box, it looks like it was.
well, like I say, I had that one rifle that loved Thunderbolts. And that was it. So I'm checking True Shot Gun Club, which is a sponsor of We Like Shooting. And their Thunderbolts are $59.99 for brick. So not that we really want Thunderbolts, but Aguila, by the way, is a good 22 to use. I've had good luck with all of the stuff I've shot of theirs. I really love the Super Colibri, which is basically just a 15 grain bullet and a primer. It's nice and quiet. Right now on AmmoSeek, I'm seeing it about 5.5 to 5.8 cents a round. So anyway, but that's enough of that. So, well, I don't have any other questions for tonight.
No.
So, we're getting caught up. By the time we record next episode, I'll have them all posted. So, thank you to Jason and Chris, who really busted butt and got them all done, including 2 veterans editing podcasts on Veterans Day. So, salute. Wait,
There was a little conversation in the background on that day.
Yeah. So I've got a Ithaca. Greg Wyatt said he's got had a Marlin 39A. I got an Ithaca 49, which is the single shot kind of lever action. So, I guess, yeah, we are spoiled. Oders just said, Oders in Iceland, by the way, the country. Not my last name. You guys in the USA do not know how lucky you are and how the rest of us out here are having difficulties with getting everything about reloading. Hence, love your channel. Wow, possibilities. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing is we are kind of, I mean, yeah, it's bad, but we're still spoiled compared to some of the rest of the world. I mean, look at Vemgems talking about, and Rob Hunt Shoot Off Road have been talking about stuff down under. They can't get pistol ammo, or I mean, they can't even get pistol powders. So,
yeah.
And it's made there. So, but you know, I mean, that's the thing is, even though we're having shortages and we're paying more, it's nothing compared to what other countries are getting done right now. So, I'm grateful for that. So yeah, you know, whoop-de-doo, we're paying $50 a pound for Varget. There's places that are paying 70 and $80 a pound. So, hey, we actually we got some tight group in 4-pound jug, and it was only $120. So that was surprising.
$30 a pound,
right?
Nothing wrong with that right now.
Yeah, I was surprised as crap to see that. So, all right, gang. Well, I think that about wraps up tonight. So, next week we'll also be streaming live on Utreon. So, I'll work with Sean this week and get that set up so we can get that. So,
I got a shout out to Jared. I still order coffee from his brother-in-law. And my last order, I got a one of those double thick steel coffee cups, like the 20 ounces or whatever.
nice.
It is. They sent me one of those, and then I got a little handwritten note that said, "Hi, Jason," from Jared. So I'm
Oh,
assuming the cup came from him. So
Nice.
thank you, Jared, and hello.
Jared Melman, longtime listener.
Yep.
So,
Very long.
and very great coffee. Jared, you're going to have to get me the website again so I can add that to our show notes. So, Paul, you got any shout outs?
No, we're good today.
Nick?
Nope, not at the moment.
Okay.
Nothing I can think of.
All right. So I just want to give a shout out to Patriot Patch Company. That's patriotpatch.co. Here's our patch of the month for November. American Defense. I don't remember what they called this one, but so. But yeah, make sure you swing over, check them out. Not only do they have the patches, but they've got a lot of cool other stuff. So swing over to Primary Arms, check them out, see what they got going on right now. Gear up for Christmas sale. So, but they've got a whole bunch of different stuff. They've always got some overstock, some plum deals, that type of thing. Make sure you check out firearmsradio.net/PA, and that'll tell you what the current deal going on over at Primary Arms is. So, but and if you're looking to spend a lot of money at Primary Arms, they do financing with Credova. So yeah, you could buy all sorts of stuff. You can do it. They have full firearms. They have silencers and all sorts of other fun stuff too. So I'm loving that upper that I got from them. So crikey. Brand where'd it go? Yeah, total brain fart. Good grief. I was just thinking about it, and now I can't dang well remember. So, give me a second here. I'm looking it up. But yeah, if you want to build an AR, Expo Arms. That's it. Good quality. I've actually been pretty impressed with it. The accuracy is pretty good. Even with just cheap factory Milsurp ammo. So, yeah, it's some pretty good stuff. So, but yeah, check them out. primaryarms.com. So, Justin Naring said there have been some claims at a scale with a thousandths of a grain resolution to gain any benefits on reloading 22 LR. I wouldn't spend that much money on a scale to reload 22 LR. I guess if you're getting the cutting edge system where you've got actually a consistent bullet, maybe, but I mean, why? Even if you're shooting 400, 500 yards like they're doing in some of the PRS competitions. First off, I don't think there's a scale that exists that goes down to that unless you've maybe, I don't know. Maybe you got your local.
Yeah, there's scales that'll go down there, but you're looking, 1,500 to $2,000.
Well, I mean, if you're drug dealing on the side, maybe it'll be a good route.
Yeah, you're drug dealing on the side. You're cutting your coke. Not a problem.
So, but yeah, Justin, I would say that it would absolutely be pointless to get a scale for that purpose for loading 22 long rifle.
Besides, you're going to sit there and cut flakes in half.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So, anyway, so
let's see.
What?
Here we go. We get a little pair of shears. little scissors, and we'll just cut the flakes.
Yep. And then you breathe on it, and it goes all over the place.
Yep.
And now you're 3,000ths down the hole, and you're screwed. So yeah, no. Yeah, I would say an absolute hogwash. Even if you were a bench rest shooter, I mean that is so far down the rabbit hole, and there's so many other things that are screwing you up before you get to anything finer than 1/10 of a grain of powder. So. I mean, there's so many other things that would be screwing you up. Uh-oh, now what's he going to get? Oh, his fancy powder dispenser. So, but I mean, there's so many other things that are screwing you up on your consistency that you should be addressing long before you try to get down to 1,000th of a grain of powder. Seriously. What you got, Paul?
Sorry about that, Mike.
No, you got
Yeah, this is a bench rest powder measure. Okay, right here, Harold's Precision. This is what 99.99% of the bench resters use for their 100 and 200 yard shooting of a 6mm 65 to 68 grain bullet at 2,700 feet per second. It's got a little dial here with clicks on it and numbers and everything else, and you remember it. And if it's getting late in the day and you need more powder, you add a click. That's
so that's going by volume anyway, isn't it?
Yep,
Not
by
weight.
volume.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, so that takes that whole argument, throws it right down the toilet. So. Anyway. But yeah. Look, I got a 22 LR on my bench. And that one is definitely issues.
Oh, that one looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But just put it in and turn it around again. It'll fire.
that's right.
So, yeah, definitely would be pointless to try and do that for 22 LR.
Yeah.
In fact, it would probably be pointless to do it for pretty much anything. So,
Well,
unless you're
Not-
horribly
not-
OCD and you've got money to burn and time to waste, then, good on you. Have fun.
yeah. 2/200ths of a grain is more than accurate enough with reloading a rifle cartridge.
Yeah.
So, and the neat thing about the going that way is there's a whole bunch of dispensers that are coming out now that are faster and yeah, they're a little expensive, but some of them are down to 2 or 3 seconds between charges. So you can actually reload on a progressive press and get charges within 2/100ths of a grain
Nice.
with every throw. Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely not
Not a
worth
thousand.
the extra effort. No.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there's so much more that is screwing you up that you need to focus on first. And I can guarantee you that for pretty much most people, you start with the schmuck behind the trigger. So,
Well, and the other thing is, just so everybody understands, that you go 1,000th of a grain. Okay, the slightest air movement in the room is going to throw the scale off.
right.
Vibration of you walking around will throw the scale off.
You leaning
Oh.
back in your chair,
Right.
scratching your nose.
Right.
The dog farts across the room.
Yeah. Any of that.
So, yeah, it's a
Those-
nice thought, but yeah,
Those
So-
scales are meant to be used in a room that's within a room. Okay, and there's no air movement, no nothing. They go in there, they put they put what they want to weigh on the scale. They close the doors up, they walk out, and they can look at the scale on the screen because it's got a USB connection that shows them the on the TV screen outside what weighs.
Mhm. So, yeah. Anyway, that's about it for now. So, on that note, gang, remember if you're looking for firearm stuff, swing over to Primary Arms. If you're looking for patches and other fun stuff like that, patriotpatch.co. Also, remember that Patriot Patch Company does custom runs. So if you've got an idea and you want a morale patch made or you want vinyl stickers made, you can reach out to them and they'll make you stickers or patches. So, and they're reasonably priced. So, reach out to Jake and Ryan, and if you've got an idea but you don't have it fleshed out, they'll work with you on it. So, and on that note, keep that brass shiny.
Be an asset, not a liability.
Jump on the Milsurp short bus.
Grandpa told me, he said, "Don't listen to your mama. Violence does solve problems."
And remember to support the Second Amendment in all ways. You make sure you're supporting organizations that are actively fighting all the bad gun laws, especially ones that are hauling them into court, because court's expensive. So, like Second Amendment Foundation. So, who actually by Monday is supposed to have a court case filed in Oregon against that new stupid bad law. So, anyway, that's all we got for now, gang. If you're struggling, 988 or 1-800-273-8255. Mental health is not a laughing matter. It's not a joking matter, and it's not something to ignore. Get help if you got issues. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with getting help. It's actually a very brave and courageous thing to do. So someday it'll be just like going to the doctor to get, your sinus infections and, crap like that. So there won't be the stigma with it. So good night, all.
Good
Good
night.
night.